Hi guys, this is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. I hope you're having an amazing day. I'm back again with another presentation. And last time we spoke about, just do a quick recap. We spoke about what are angel numbers and why you keep seeing them. I mean, what do they mean? Things been going on in your life where you are more aware of these numbers, and you really want to dive into the actual meaning and how you can better use them to help you in your life and help others as well, because others are going to start seeing these numbers if they haven't already, or being aware of it. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and remember, I want you to keep this in mind. There's no cookie cutter recipe to these numbers. All these numbers have a personal meaning just for you. And the information I'm putting on the screen today, these are just key phrases to trigger your subconscious mind. And that way you can have some kind of better understanding. You can build a better relationship with these numbers. And that way you can further navigate through this reality that we're in right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. As you can see on the screen, I have these key numbers, and these are the key numbers. You hear people talk about them all the time, but let's dive a little bit more into them and what they actually mean on the surface level. Okay, so you have the number zero. Zero is the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the highest. There's no beginning nor an end, and all is infinite. Now, the ancients proclaimed that God, the God force, is the circle whose center is everywhere and circumference is nowhere. So zero is the simple symbol of nothingness and denotes freedom from limitations in this material world. Zero is the number of the God force and the universal energies, and reinforces, amplifies, and magnifies the vibration of the number that it appears with. So the number zero encompasses the attributes of all the numbers and it will bring you closer to the God force or source. So just to reiterate, so if you're seeing the number zero with a lot of the number sequences that you're seeing, and that's just letting you know that you're getting a special message, special download, and it's the God or the source force that's which guiding you, that's in within yourself. Okay, and basically your higher self and your intuition. Just follow the messages. So basically, your hand is being held, through this new step, new adventure, new process. So the number zero resonates with the vibration and energy of eternity, infinity, oneness, wholeness, continuous cycles of flow, the beginning point. The number zero stands for the potential and or choice. When it's the number, when this number presents and reoccurs, is a message to do with basically developing your spiritual aspects, as zero is considered to represent the beginning of a spiritual journey and highlights the uncertainties that may entail. So it also suggests that you really listen to your intuition and your higher self, as this is where you'll find all your answers. And this is what I mentioned to you guys before. All right. And so as we dive into the number 3, 6, and 9, right, we're going to talk about, everything deals in polarity. Okay. You have different poles, yin yang, hot, cold, male, female. Same thing with the numbers. They align as well. They have polarity. And so we only going to cover the negative aspects of the 369s along with some of the positive, but it's very simple. All you have to do is basically just take the negative. So if you look at the positive aspects of these numbers, just flip it. Look at it from the negative standpoint, and that will give you your negative aspects of these numbers. I hope that makes sense. All right. So let's talk about the number 3. So the number 3 resonates with the energy of optimism and joy, inspiration, creativity, speech, communication, good taste, imagination, and intelligence, sociability and society, friendliness, kindness, compassion, art, humor, energy, growth, expansion, and the principle of increase, spontaneity, broad-minded thinking, encouragement, assistance, talent and skill, culture, wit, a love of fun and pleasure, freedom seeking, adventure, exuberance, brilliance, free form, being brave, non-confrontational, free form, rhythm, passion, surprise, sensitivity, self-expression, affability, enthusiasm, youthfulness, enlivenment, psychic ability, manifesting, and manifestation. Okay. And also the number 3 resonates with the energy of the ascended masters, and it indicates that the ascended masters, and these ascended masters are nothing more than your ancestors who have mastered this earth plane many times, and they refuse to come back down here. So instead of coming back down here, they help you navigate from the unseen realm. So those are that, anytime you have like your hair, start crawling around your neck, or you feel like a little poke on your side, these are either the ascended master or your spirit guide trying to get your attention. Okay. And they always around assisting when asked. Now, the ascended master help you to focus on your divine spark within yourself and others, and assist with manifesting your desires. They are helping you to find peace, clarity, and love within. Okay. So on the negative aspect, the number 3 relates to indifference, a lack of stamina, concentration, spectacular rise and fall, mood swings, and mania. So, in other words, on the negative aspect, if you were to sum it all up, if you basically out of alignment, nothing is going right for you. You have no will, for your next day. You don't know what you're doing. You completely out of balance. Where you may feel anxiety, depression. You have no goals. That's a true telltale sign of being out of balance, having no goals or no sense of direction where you head in life. Okay, so let's move on to the number 6. Number 6 is related to the vibration and energies of unconditional love, balance, and harmony, home and family, domesticity, parenthood, guardianship, service to others, selflessness, responsibility, nurturing, caring, care, empathy, sympathy, self-sacrifice, humanitarian, ability to compromise, emotional depth, honesty, integrity, adjustment, stability, poise, projection, protection, conscientiousness, burden fearing, solution finding, problem solving, seeing clearly, teaching, convention, curiosity, peace and peacefulness, circulation, grace and dignity, simplicity, reliability, material needs and economy, providing and provision, agriculture and growth, musical talent. Okay, so normally when I see the number 6, is always dealing with the material realm, the love of home and family, dealing with finances and the material items in your life. On the flip side of that, either like, hey, a 6 can tell you, hey, continue to be grateful for the things you have in your life, a loving family, children, people, that's in your life, period, resources. Or it can be saying, hey, you concentrating, too much on the money, honey, and you really need to get back in alignment and focus on your purpose, because if you know your purpose, the money will come automatically, because you sow, you reap what you sow, in other words. So it's all about cause and effect here. So on the negative aspect, when it comes to the number 6, I kind of went over it a little bit. Our weaknesses and being, weak will, superiority complex, impracticality, shallowness, submissiveness, restlessness, unsupportiveness, selfish, and being easily stressed. Like I mentioned to you before, when you out of alignment, it's just number 6 is basically a higher vibration of the number 2 and the number 3, double. And you can see, that's why I chose this slide first, where you can start piecing together the 3, the 6, and the 9. That way you can see like, hey, these numbers kind of work hand in hand. And it's just certain little things where I need to pay attention to really, hone in on the core vibration and frequency of the message, if that makes sense. All right. So let's move forward with the number 9. Number 9 is the number of universal love, eternity, faith, universal spiritual laws, karma, spiritual enlightenment, spiritual awakening, service to humanity, humanitarianism, and the humanitarian light work and light workers, leading by a positive example, philanthropist, clarity, self-sacrifice, selfishness, destiny, soul purpose, and mission, generosity, a higher perspective, romance, inner strength, public relations, responsibility, intuition, strength of character, learning to say no. Okay, that's one thing about a number 9. They are quick at saying no. They know what they want. They know how they want things to run. They know if somebody trying to pull something over their head. One thing about a number 9, they know what they know. Okay, very clever people. All right, creative ability, sensitivity, loyal, generalist, discretion, brilliance, problem solving, inner wisdom, self-love, freedom, popularity, high ideas, tolerance, humility, altruism, benevolence, empathy, compassion, nonconformity, artistic genius. Like I mentioned to you before, these people are geniuses. And expansive viewpoint, intrinsicity, okay, communication, influence, perfection, magnetism, understanding, forgiveness, compassion, and sympathy. The visionary, duty and calling, obligation, mysticism, optimism, and divine wisdom. So these are the core. These are the core numbers that you really get familiar with. Again, this is not a cookie cutter approach to these numbers. Right now, we just talking about the surface level, so you can really get a basic understanding, as you grow through the process and build a better relationship with these numbers. On the negative aspect, let's talk about the number 9 again. So it's basically the complete opposite. You basically not making any progress forward. You have the inability to concentrate and to focus, because number 9s are visionary. Okay, so if you're born on the 9th, or the 27th, or the 18th, you guys are visionary. So anything adds up to the number 9. We'll go into the date of birth in a later presentation. Let's move forward. Okay. All right, guys. So we talked about the numbers 0, 3, 6, and 9. And now we're just gonna again talk about the surface levels of the rest of the remaining numbers. Okay. So let's talk about this number 1. Number 1 resonates with the vibration attributes of new beginnings and creation, independence, uniqueness, motivation, striving forward, progress, ambition, willpower, positivity, positiveness, the energies of pioneering, raw energy, force, activity, self-leadership, assertiveness, initiative, instinct, and intuition. The masculine attributes: organization, achievement and success, strength and self-reliance, tenacity, forcefulness and authority, love, inspiration, attainment, glory, happiness, fame, fulfillment, omniscience, and creating your own reality. So if you're seeing a lot of number 1s in your life, and normally you do at your very beginning stages, of your spiritual awakening, of growth, and really getting in tune with nature and yourself, it's basically all about new beginnings, fresh start. And number 1 tells you really need to take leadership in your own life. Take the initiative. All right. And be that leader, be that inspiration, and be that leader, that people are looking for yourself first. And then once you can be that leader for yourself, people will automatically see that, because the way you feel on the inside, it's a pure reflection on the outside, and people will feel your growth as you going through the process. So the number 2, it resonates with the vibrational service, duty, balance, harmony, adaptability, diplomacy, charm, cooperation, consideration, friendliness, receptivity, and love, understanding, personal will, the peacemaker, gentleness and kindness, art and insightfulness, ambition, sensitivity, placidity, just and justice, selfishness, sociability, and support, attention to detail, decisiveness, poise, intuition, caution, flexibility, grace, devotion, and meditation, partnership, relationship, encouragement, happiness, and musical rhythm, faith and trust, and serving and living your divine life purpose and soul mission. So when you see the number 2, in my experience with seeing the number 2, 9 times out of 10, it's telling me like, hey, Chris, stay balanced, bro. You're doing a great job. You need to trust and believe in the steps that you've taken in the past that led up to the steps, that you're at right now. And when you really do some self-reflection, you're like, man, I really have grown, because I started from not knowing nothing and not seeing any kind of success or results to like, wow, I can look at myself like, man, I've grown a lot. I learned a lot, and I helped a lot of people. And the number 2 really, want you to really stay balanced. If you haven't started meditating, start, you can get on YouTube, find a couple videos and find like some guided meditation. You don't need that much time, man. Honestly, 5 to 15, about 15 minutes. You can start with 5 minutes and work your way up if you want, guided meditation, but you really don't need it. It's all about just sitting by yourself, clearing your mind, and and just let thoughts just flow through you, good or bad, because you are not your thoughts. Okay, remember that. So let's talk about number three. Number three resonates with the energy of optimism. We already talked about that. So, in essence, with the number three, remember, it's all about communication. Number three is just telling you, use your communication skill, use your talents. You're a talented person. Number three is just reminding you, just going to slap you in the face and say, hey, come on. Come on, you super talented. I don't know why you holding back on these people. I know you have to play dumb from time to time, but it's okay to go ahead and show people your true talents and gifts so you can really help them, because you're not really helping them by, holding back your talents and gift and just just going with the flow instead of just expressing yourself. And so just being a free, communication. And three is all about manifestation and manifesting, because, whatever you do, any action that you take, you in the process of manifesting something. So just remember that. So use your communication skill, use your talents, no matter how weird they may be. Because I've been seeing numbers all my life, and I I figured at some point in time I have to get up, and just start sharing my experience with people. Okay. So let's move on to the number four. Number four resonates with the vibration and energy and practicality, organization and exactitude, service, patient devotion, application, pragmatism, patriotism, dignity, trust and trustworthiness, endurance, loyalty, mastery, building solid foundations, conservatism, determination, production, hard work, high morals, traditional values, honesty, integrity, and inner wisdom, security, self-control, loyalty, conscientiousness, reality, realistic value, stability, ability, progress, management, justice, seriousness, discipline, system and order, maintenance, constructiveness, dependability, conviction, passion, and drive. The number four also resonate with the energies of the archangels. So if you're seeing the number four a lot, in my experience, number four is just a high vibration of number two, just telling you to stay balanced. And then while you stay in balance, you really need to set some goals. Number four is a goal setting number. And so you can really, the things you've been thinking about during meditation or throughout the day, any like ideas you want to get popping, now's the time to really write those ideas down. Excuse me. Now's the time to write those ideas down and really come up with a game plan, right? Some pros and cons. And then like, okay, what is the next step? The next step is taking action and making a few mistakes to test to do your own little case study and just to field test some things out and tweak along the way until you make it your own. So the number four is just constantly reminding you like, hey, you're doing a great job, trusting, and believe in your divine life purpose and soul mission. You're going to be guided by your archangels. However, you really need to put some proper planning into your goals or in your desires. Because the dream that you build is going to take a little bit of energy so we can really pull this thing off. Okay, that's what it's been in my experience. So let's move on to the number five. So the number five is one of my favorite numbers. I was born on the 5th, and I see this number all the time. And if I can use this number, through my daily activities, either I'm buying something, I want it. 80% of the time, I wanted to add up to a number five, $32, $23, $50, So if you get what I'm saying, I like to use this number. let me not say like, I love to use this number. And the number 8 too. And we'll talk more about that later. But the number 5 resonate with the influence and attributes of personal freedom, the unconventional individualism, non-attachments, change, life lessons learned through experience, of course. Okay, for variety, adaptability, versatility, resourcefulness, motivation, progress, activity, experience, travel, adventure, sympathy, understanding, sociability, companionability, release and surrender, influence, sensuality, promotion, natural flair, vivacious, courage, and being courageous, health and healing, idealism, telepathy, pleasure seeking and pleasure loving, vitality, vision and visionary, expansion, opportunity, storytelling, like myself, mercy, kindness, invention, magnetism, competitiveness, imagination, curiosity, cleverness, and intelligence, and making life choices and decisions. So, like I mentioned before, number 5 is a number. It's the number in between the number The most balanced number are the numbers 1 through 9, because it sits just between the number 1 through 9. And that's for a reason. So when you see the number 5, it's like a turning point in your life. You really need to focus on some of the life lessons that you went through, do some self-reflection. And because right now, number 5, in my experience, number 5 introduced changes and also some fun. It's telling you to bring out your inner child that you gave up once after you graduated from high school and started taking everything serious. And number 5 is really want you to tap into your inner child, make some great choices, and at the same time frame, tap into your imagination and curiosity, because you are very clever. No matter what day you were born on, you are very clever. Just to even be paying attention to this presentation right now. So let's move forward. All right. So as we close, we already talked about the number 6. We're going to talk about the number 7, 8, and 9, and then lastly, the number 10. So we talked about the number 6, again, just to reiterate, the number 6 in my experience deal with the love of home and family, material items in your life. So if you're seeing a lot of 6 all over the place, so that can be a great thing, telling you like, man, really, you may be spending time with having a family reunion or something, everybody's having fun, and all of a sudden you may see that up all of a couple license plates or a building. And in that present moment, you like, wow, I'm having fun and I'm seeing this number. But on the flip side, when you see it 80% of the time, when you see a lot of 6s, that means you really focusing too much on the material plane, earth plane. You focus on too much on money. Money may be an issue, maybe in between bills, and you really haven't taken the time to reflect on how money and these resources work, and how can you pull back on some of these luxuries, and that way you can regroup, restructure, and then start all over again with a proper mindset, so you can start building things the right way instead of just winging it. And I hope that makes sense. So let's talk about the number 7. So number 7 is a very special number as well for me, and I'll talk a little bit more after we go over these. So it resonates with the vibration and energy of the collective consciousness, faith, and spirituality. So spiritual awakening and awareness, spiritual enlightenment, spiritual acceptance and development, mysticism, intuition and inner knowing, inner wisdom, psychic abilities, the esoteric, inner selves, deep contemplation, introspection, eccentric, religion, thoughtfulness, understanding of others, natural healing and healing, secrets, myth, ritual, peace, poise, emotion, feeling, inner strength, endurance, perseverance, persistence of purpose, the ability to bring heart to bear hardship, quick wit, the loner, solitary, isolation, long-sighted, the nonconformist, the independent and individualism, intention, manifestation and manifesting in time and space, good fortune, mental analysis, philosophy, and philosophical tenacity. And then you got scientific research, science, alchemy, genius, a keen mind, specializing, and a specialist, the inventor, determination, the written word, logic, understanding, discernment and discerning, knowledge seeking, study, education, learning, writing, the writer, evolution, stability, the ability to set limits, completion, refinement, stoicism, silence, perfection, chastity, dignity, ascetic, rigor, ahead of times. So as you can see, number 7 has a lot going on for itself, and it needs to. You hear people talk about how sacred the number 7 is, and just by going over some of these key words here, you see why. And if you really pay attention to this presentation, these keywords, some of the keywords that's going into your subconscious right now are the ones in red. And you'll slowly find yourself just coming across these words. You start thinking like, hey, going through something right now, I really need to tap into my inner wisdom, my psychic ability, because we're all psychic, but some have a stronger ability than others because they have been practicing. Okay, so I repeat, some have the better abilities than others because they have been practicing. And many of you have been putting your abilities aside because people would think you crazy, but you're not crazy. These are your natural abilities, but they just don't talk about them. So let's move on to the number 8. So the number 8 resonates with the influence and vibration of authority, personal power, self-confidence, executive ability, confidence, inner strength, professionalism, professional management, material freedom, success, good judgment, money, finance, riches, manifesting wealth, abundance, and prosperity, provision, and investment, discrimination, and discernment, giving and receiving, thoughtfulness, thoroughness, dependability, self-reliance, repose, practicality, consideration, inner wisdom, self-sufficiency, social status, pragmatism, the ego, aggregation, compassion, dictatorship, executive, delegation, reality, truth, and integrity, compassion, dictatorship, multiple employment, stability, appearance, custom skills, talent, exchanges, truth, good judgment, problem solving, organization, organizing, achievements, decisive, control, constant, ambitious, authoritarian, challenge, efficiency, trustworthiness, insight, planning, the planner, sociability, works independently, learning through experience, true justice, retreat, patience, cautious, self-discipline, free will, insight, spiritual consciousness, a desire for peace and love of humanity and the world transformation. Number 8 is the number of karma, the universal spiritual law of cause and effect. So you heard me say the word cause. You heard me use that phrase cause and effect before. And this cause and effect thing is real and it's real simple. But, if you're not aware of what you're doing, you'll just be going through your day and not really paying attention to the law and the energies that you're putting out there throughout your daily routine, because they really mean a lot. And like I mentioned to you before, 8 is my life path number. I see this number all the time. I'm constantly guided by the number 8, Tahuti. Shout out to the ancestors. And I'm grateful for, this opportunity to present this information to you. So let's move on to the number 9. Number 9 is a number of universal love, eternity, faith, universal spiritual laws, karma. Well, we talked about this a little bit before on the first slide. So when you see this number 9, this is a special number. You don't take nothing. Okay, you know what you want. You're a natural born leader. You came here with your own plan, your own mission. You know what time it is. It's time to get to work. And right now, you're looking for your soul tribe to put the pieces of the puzzle together so you can, instead of doing this thing solo, it's better to do things as a team so we can really uplift the community, ourselves, and the world. Okay, and that's what number 9 is all about. It's a game changer. It's divine wisdom at its finest. All right. So as we close, let's talk about the number 10. The number 10, basically all it is, like I mentioned to you before, it's the frequency of the number 1, new beginning, fresh start. It's telling you need to use your leadership. It also, in my experience, means that you person being guided by the source. If you deal with the tarot realm, it's also deal with the wheel of fortune. Okay, so you're going through a transition right now, and some big changes or some big downfall may be in store. It just depends on what energies you put out there. I hope that makes sense, because you have to use the law of cause and effect at all times. So if you haven't heard of cause and effect, please, research it and, and really start incorporate that into your daily routine. Okay. So again, this is Chris Thompson. It's been a pleasure sharing with you today. And in the next video presentation, we'll be doing a brief introduction to numerology and really, dealing with your date of birth and what your date of birth and your gift number, these different numbers, what they actually mean and how you can really use them in your life and how we can really navigate and help ourselves, our family. We can live healthier lives and we can really help others. And we really need to increase the frequency vibration at this time. So it's been a pleasure as always. Be sure to click the like and the subscribe button below. And stay tuned for my next video presentation. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. Until next time, peace.